Okay, so orchids. Am I right?
Genuine chuckle.
In Hong Kong, they're everywhere, but like in this cool way. Like you walk into a really fancy restaurant, boom, orchids.
Right.
But then I'm at the market the other day and bam, orchids. Like right there by the ginger.
It's their high-low thing, yeah.
Totally. So for this deep dive, we're talking orchids for your Hong Kong apartment. Specifically, we're looking at this website from a local flower delivery company, which is awesome because these guys deliver orchids all over Hong Kong, so they must know.
Oh, they definitely know what grows here. Right.
Absolutely. And that local expertise is so key with orchids because, I mean, they can be a little finicky.
Totally. So first up, what orchids do they recommend specifically for Hong Kong's climate? Right. Top of the list, Phalaenopsis. Classic, right. And they actually call it the beginner orchid, which I love because those blooms stunning and they last forever. It even says here they love humidity.
It's true. Phalaenopsis are super resilient, even if you don't have like the perfect conditions. So if you're new to orchids or maybe, you forget to water your plants sometime.
No judgment. We've all been there.
Phalaenopsis, low maintenance, gorgeous. It's like, what more could you want?
Now, if you're looking for something a bit more, I don't know, understated, elegant, they recommend Dendrobium.
Ooh, Dendrobium. Okay, with those like slender stems, the delicate blooms.
Very chic.
Super sophisticated.
And the care is pretty much perfect for Hong Kong.
Like they were made for this city. Love it. Okay, and for the grand finale of orchids.
For a statement, you got to go with the Vanda orchid.
Yes. The Vanda. Okay, so we're talking vibrant colors, crazy patterns. This is not an orchid for shrinking violets, you know what I mean?
Definitely not. Bold choice for a bold personality.
100%. And what's so interesting is the Phalaenopsis, the Dendrobium, the Vanda, these orchids are all naturally happy in Hong Kong's weather, that subtropical humid vibe.
They thrive in it.
It's like they were meant to be here. But, okay, Hong Kong apartments, wonderful but spacious, not always. So what if you don't have a ton of space? Can you still get in on the orchid game?
Absolutely. And our source, they've got some great recommendations for smaller spaces. In fact, you might be surprised, but #1 on their list, the Phalaenopsis.
Really? They're good for small spaces, too.
They are super versatile. They don't need a lot of light, so they do really well on desks, shelves, windowsills.
So no matter what your apartment situation, there is a Phalaenopsis out there for you.
Got it. Okay, but let's say you've got a little more room to play with, maybe a sunny corner that needs some plant love. What then?
If you're looking for some drama, check out the Cymbidium.
Cymbidiums, those are the ones with the long stems, right?
Yeah.
And all those flowers clustered together.
Exactly. They really do add a certain something to a room.
Yeah, like I'm picturing it in a corner with a nice lamp and a comfy chair. Perfect. And actually, that makes me think it's not just about orchids looking nice in our apartments, right? Like, especially in Hong Kong, having plants is good for you, too. That's so true. It's not just about the aesthetics. There are real benefits.
Yeah, like what? Tell me more.
Well, they improve the air quality, for one. Orchids, just like other plants, they're absorbing pollutants and releasing oxygen, which is huge when you're living in a city, right?
Oh, for sure. Especially in Hong Kong, everyone's always talking about the air quality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Plus, there's research showing that just being around plants can help with stress.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. They can boost your mood, even make you more productive. It's like a little dose of nature's chill pill.
I love that. Sign me up for all the orchids. But okay, I'm curious, where are all these Hong Kong orchids actually coming from?
Well, a lot of them are imported, The website mentions Taiwan and Thailand, which makes sense.
Yeah, those are like the orchid hotspots, right?
Totally. But here's the thing. They also talk about locally grown orchids, like here in Hong Kong.
Now that is cool. Okay, so if I'm buying local orchids, what do I need to do to keep them happy in my apartment?
The good news is orchid care in Hong Kong isn't rocket science. It's more about understanding what they like.
Right, so what do they like? Give me the basics.
#1, light. Orchids, they love bright light, but not direct sun.
Okay, so like near a window, but not right in the blazing sun.
You got it. Now, humidity, that's a big one in Hong Kong. Orchids love it, but it's all about balance because we don't want them to be too wet.
Right, so it's humid here already. I don't have to like mist them constantly or anything.
You're good on the misting. The key is airflow. Think of it like Hong Kong's bringing the humidity. Your job is to bring the air circulation.
Makes sense. Okay, what about watering? How often are we talking?
Once a week should do the trick. And it's really important to let the soil dry out completely between waterings.
Gotcha. That makes sense, especially with all the humidity. We don't want root rot.
Exactly. Good drainage is essential for that reason. Okay, so we've covered light, humidity, water. Now, the big question, how do you get those orchids to bloom again?
Yes. That feels like the holy grail of orchid care. Tell me it's not impossible.
It's not impossible. Our source says the secret is all about understanding the node.
Okay. Node, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
All right. So when the flowers start to fade, you're going to want to trim that stem. BUT, here's the key.
Yeah.
Don't chop the whole thing off. You want to trim just above a node.
Okay, well, look, for those of us who are, not orchid experts, what is a node?
Basically, think of the little bumps or joints along the orchid stem. Those are your nodes.
Okay, I'm picturing it. So they're like little growth points.
Exactly. So when you trim above a node, you're basically telling the orchid, hey, focus your energy here. Make some new growth happen.
Interesting. So you're redirecting the plant's energy.
Precisely. And that new growth could be another flower spike, which means, hello, more blooms.
Okay, I love this whole node power concept.
Yeah.
But is it really that simple? I trim above a node and then I'm guaranteed more flowers.
Well, it's not a magic trick. But if you're consistent with your care, the light, the humidity, then trimming above the node can definitely encourage those beautiful blooms to reappear.
So it's about working with the orchid, not against it.
Exactly. Now, let's get a little sciencey for a second. From a purely botanical perspective, why does trimming above a node actually work? What's happening inside the plant?
Yeah, break it down for me.
Okay, so basically when you trim above a node, you're sending a signal to the plant. It's like saying, hey, instead of putting energy into that old flower spike, why don't you focus on these nodes where new life can begin?
It's like giving your orchid a pep talk. I love it. Okay, so this website is great for choosing the right type of orchid, but what about color?
Oh, that's where your personality comes in. What kind of vibe are you going for?
Good question. I'm usually drawn to calming colors, like blues and greens. But I also do love a pop of something bright.
There you go. It's your orchid, your space, your rules. Do you want something that blends in or makes a statement?
So many decisions. This is like picking out art.
Totally. Your plants are like living sculptures. They bring so much to a room.
You've inspired me. I am ready to find my perfect orchid. Okay, but before I go and buy all the orchids, anything else we need to remember?
We've covered a lot today, but there's always more to learn. I mean, no single website can tell you everything right.
True, true. So it's good to, do your own research too.
Definitely. Talk to those local growers, visit a flower market, see what catches your eye.
It's totally different seeing them in person, right?
100%. Plus, you never know. You might even get some secret orchid tips from the pros.
Ooh, insider knowledge. I like it. Okay, I'm feeling super inspired to up my plant game. For anyone listening who's feeling the same way, what should we do after this?
Well, I mean, this website we've been looking at, it's awesome. They have tons of info about orchids specifically for Hong Kong.
Oh, right. So maybe go back, have another look around.
Exactly. And who knows, you might discover a whole new orchid obsession.
That's what I love about these deep dives. Always something new to learn. All right, everyone, we'll leave you to explore the amazing world of orchids. Until next time.